Hello, my name is Laura Broyles, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Story Jumper website that allows you to do digital storytelling in your classroom. You can sign up for a free account, or you can upgrade to a pro account and have more features available to you, but a teacher account will be sufficient for what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and log in since I've created an account. And once you get in, you log into your account, you notice that you can set up a class, which is really great because then you'll be able to get in and look at each student's book instead of having to have them send you their username and password. You can just look from this setting. Another great feature is the help section. It has 3 different parts telling your story in 7 steps. So it has a section for the teachers, but then it also has for the students how to develop their characters, challenges, motivation, setting obstacles, climax, and closing. And it'll talk about what the students need to think about as they're writing their story. It gives them several questions to ask themselves as they're developing their characters and other parts of their story. It also has a downloadable worksheet for the students to start with in creating their story. And then the second section, B of the help section, it helps you to build your book online so you can read information on how to use the props and the scenes and the different features that the Story Jumper has available. And then it gives you information on starting a class and setting up your class and different information on you creating that. Well, let's go to the Create feature. And you can build a book from scratch, so you can start a student, if the student already has a story in mind, they can go ahead and build a book from scratch, or maybe a student is having trouble and so they can look through the different books that have already been created, the templates that can already be created, and they could choose something that has already been started and get some ideas from it. So we'll just do one that was on the pirates. So over here you have your props, you have your scenes, and photos, and then text. And all of these are fairly simple to use. If you want to grab the treasure chest, you can just click on it and it'll go over there. You can hold the mouse down and move it around. It's fairly simple to use, to resize. And then if you want more props, you can search underneath the props section. Same thing with the scenes. There are several different scenes. These are all based on the pirates, but if you wanted more scenes, you could click on that and it would give you an option to look up more scenes. And then photos, if you wanted to upload your own photo from your computer or get photos from the Flickr account, or you can have public photos that are available on Flickr. So if we wanted to find a pirate, we could search. Flickr. Oh, let's try that again. And you would be able to pull up a picture of a pirate and use it in your story. So let's say we wanted to use this picture. We can just put it on our map there and it's right there for us to use. So that's a nice feature. And then you can also add text. And then students can go in and change the text that is already there. Ahoy mateys, are you ready for an exciting adventure? And if you spell a word wrong, it's going to check that for you as well as your typing. And you can go through and create a book cover, a dedication page, and then go through the rest of your story. Another great feature is that you can do one page at a time or two, and then for those students that are visually impaired, it's nice to be able to zoom in and look at your photos closer, or be able to type in and be able to see the text better. So we're going to save and exit out. And you can see here that you can purchase the book that you created if you want to, which is a nice feature for the kids if they want to have their book actually made into a hardcover. You can also go back and edit if you need to. So we can go back in and make corrections and changes. Another great feature is that it has a help section. And so if your students need help, like they don't know how to move a prop around, they can listen to the video.
Click, and while holding down your mouse button, drag it across the canvas.
This gives them a little independence on how to find help using the props and the scenes and the photos and the text if you're not right there at that moment to help them. So as you can see, StoryJumper makes digital storytelling fairly easy for most students. It's you can navigate easily through the website and create a story quite quickly. Let's look quickly at the appropriate grade level. I would say this is good for second grade and above. You could probably go lower if you did this together as a class. The pros of StoryJumper, it has lots of options for pictures, props, scenes, photos, and text. They're user-friendly for teachers and students. It allows teachers to manage a class and have student accounts. The cons, it does not have a voice recording feature, and sometimes you're limited to a certain number of pages. Ideas in the classroom. You could create a fictional story with the StoryJumper. You could create a personal narrative by uploading your own pictures. You could create a science presentation based on the different ecosystems using the different scenes that are available. In order to reach the diverse needs of learners, ESL and ELL students can use the props to easily identify objects in the English language. There's a zoom feature for students that are visually impaired, and all students can easily navigate and create using the StoryJumper. So again, this has been a review of the StoryJumper website for digital storytelling. Thank you for watching.